Stiff and sore. Yesterday has caught up with me. So, in yogic philosophy, the body holds the past. I am feeling yesterday. And from yesterday, it's affecting today. And I know that what's in my body currently, that perspective of limitation in my body that's affecting what my body can do right now, is similarly in my mind. And so what I expect of the day is limited. And if I can get this body feeling a little more limitless, which is its true state, then my mind will follow. And I won't have to work so hard to make it all work out. And so you are absolutely welcome to join in. What we're doing, because it's Christmas Day, is we'll have 30 minutes of asana, just moving. And the sequence I'm using is the sequence that I used when I was just totally out of sorts 2 days ago. And really that was the way that I could make my way back into myself. And so 30 minutes of moving, clearing the yesterday out of the body, and then 20 or 30 minutes of restorative. So if you just take a moment and find a couch cushion or a bed pillow, or if you have a yoga bolster, we will use this in the second half just to get a little more relaxed, get a little more at ease, move yesterday around. Maybe you went to some holiday parties and you got a little action in there that's unfamiliar. So this would be a great way to reestablish the outside of you, the inside of you, and the thought of you. That's my aim. So good morning, Merry Christmas. A blanket, 2 blocks and a strap, and a bolster or a pillow for later. And we will start standing. So we can just dive right in. A little different. Lori! Merry Christmas. Standing tall. Lori, you're right here. Adam is representing. He's keeping us all company. You gotta fix it. One more time. He's doing a great job. And he promises to roll his eyes right where you do. So arms wide, tap your heart, swing it out. Ah. Oh. Inhale one side, exhale the other. Let your knees be soft, let your fingers be loose. There is absolutely no work here. Oh. Wherever it needs to go, if you're tight through the bicep, if you're tight through the navel, if you're tight all the way down in your hips and your low back, just starting to notice, taking stock. Inhale and exhale. 30 seconds. Good morning, Michelle. Merry Christmas. Hello. Oh, the cats are absolutely ramped up. So it might, Sook. Awesome. 3, 2, 1. And then you'll take your hands and make them into fists like you're holding a bucket. Lift one bucket up to your armpit and the other bucket pulls you down, and then you change. So inhale one and exhale the other. And you're bringing your elbow as high up as you can, and you're bringing your arm as close up into your armpit as you can. You're going inhale and exhale. So that you're starting to open the sides of the spine, the spaces between your ribs. Like you are scrubbing out the inside of your rib cage. Oh. And let it get easier and looser. Where does it need to go? Can you get it in the side of your waist, in the sides of your hips, down in the outer edges of your feet, in the tiny back corners of your elbows. Don't give up. Don't get lost. 3, 2, yes, and 1. Stand tall. Just notice the sides of your body. Be rearranged. Go with it. Let everything just get unstuck. So that was left and right and side to side. Now we go front and back. The hands come up and down and up and fold. Inhale up, inhale back, inhale up, exhale fold. So in, and out. In, and out. Out with a ha, we'll go 5 times. Ha. 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 One more. Ha. And stand tall. And if that's all you do this morning, that's a huge adjustment, a big shift. Feel the chest. Stand to the top of your mat, sweep your hands wide, wag your tail, shake out your fingertips, and bend your knees as you fold your way down. Hang there for a moment, wagging your tail, bend and straighten one knee, letting the spine hang out, letting the weight of your head help the spine, and we will fold and unfold 5 times. Bend your knees deeply, sweep wide, stand up tall, unfold, and then sweep wide, fold back down, take your time. Inhaling up. So the knees bend as you go down, bend your knees, and then let your hips lift as your head falls. Then let your knees bend again and press down to stand up tall. So that you have this real ease in the low back because there's a bend in your knees. Bigger bend. And lifting the hips and pause. Step your left knee back. Knee to the floor. Let your hands come up high and drop your hands. Shift your hips back. If you need to pad your knee, a blanket underneath your knee. All the way up and out. So these big sweeping motions. Right hand catches the left. Let your hips move forward and back. And as your hips move forward and back, the right hand holding the left wrist. You're coming up out of the left hip, out of the left rib. Stay tall, stay 3. Fall a little to the right, stay 2. No force, just an opening. And hands down, stepping back, downward facing dog. Feel the left hand into the floor, the left hip high to the sky, and the left heel back. Soft right knee. And just feel the line from your left hand to your left shoulder to your left heel. We're just making order. Super disorder in my system recently. Step your left foot forward, your right knee down. We're traveling, we're seeing family. Hands down, hands up. Make a little more ease. Just sweep it out. You can shake out the fingers, you can shake out the jaw. Move in a way that starts to give you some freedom and some choices. Go ahead, hands up high. Left hand holds the right wrist and then forward and back. And as you go forward and back, you're bringing your right ribs up out of your right hip, making a little more space right there. Up and out, and then pause. Letting the right hip drop, letting the right rib rise. Hands down, and step your foot up. There's the fold. So big bend in your knees, sweep wide, stand up tall. Put it together, bend your knees, sweep wide, step your right foot back. Right knee down to the floor. Sweep your hands up high. And then fold to the floor. Down dog. Breathing in. Right foot up, left knee down, breathing out. Hands up high, breathing in. Folding down, breathing out. Stepping up. Your pace. Sit deeply, sweep wide. Unfold. And folding, knees bend, hands to the floor. Left foot back, left knee down. As you rise, breathing in. And as you fold, breathing out. Stepping back down, dogs. Left foot steps up, right knee comes down. Rising. And folding. Stepping up. Sitting down, sweeping wide, standing tall, heart up, hips a little forward. And bend your knees and fold back down. Right foot, right knee. Smooth your breathing. As you come up, you're lengthening your breath. And then you're letting it all out. Down dog. Good. Right foot, left knee. And hands high. And then fold. Stepping up. Sitting down, sweeping wide, standing tall. Good. You're going to take your right hand wide, turn your thumb down and back, look away. Turn your thumb up, reach right. Turn your thumb down, look away. Turn your thumb up and back. One more, look away. Make a fist and bring it to the middle of your spine. Left hand up, bring it to the base of your skull. And open your right hand as you look to the left under the armpit. Make a fist and look to the right. To the left and to the right. Make a fist and look left and open the right hand. Now bring your head to neutral. And that right shoulder is rolled back. The left hand comes up high. Step your left foot back. Just halfway. Hips forward, heart high, and reach out. A little bend in your front knee will help you to fold. If you need to, add a block beneath your left hand. And fold in. So you find that the feet are in two separate lines rather than one line. The right shoulder is rolled back, the right hip is rolled back. This will be exhale. A little bend in your right knee, lift your left hand, hand behind, ear, lift up. And we'll go fold. There's 3. So you're opening the right side shoulder, rise tall. You're building strength and length through the left side, fold down. And now just stay 3. 2. Eventually you're bringing your nose outside of your right shin. Your hips move to the left and your feet press down. Hips high. Lift halfway. Bring the block underneath your left shoulder. Roll your right ribs open. Lift your right hand high. And reach the right hip back. And the left heel down. And just turn through the navel. Hug your inner thighs towards each other. Turn your palm to face the front. Open your collarbone. Where will the breath go? Right hand down. Beautiful. And step back, downward facing dog. Put a little bend in your knees, your heels high, and press yourself out into a plank. The legs straighten, and you may need to walk your feet back a step so that you feel steady in your plank. Bend your knees and pull with your feet to pull your hips up. So I have a bent knee dog, and I press into plank, and I pull back to a bent knee dog, and I press into plank, and I inhale, pull back, and I exhale, press forward for 3. And I smooth it out, and I start to feel the soles of my feet, the strength of my legs, and pause. Walk your feet forward and forward and forward and forward until you can't hold the floor. Big bend in your knees, sweep wide, stand up tall. Turn your thumbs forward, turn your thumbs away, turn your thumbs forward, turn your thumbs back and round. So roll open and then roll forward. Good, one more. Roll open through the shoulders, the collarbones, the jaw, and roll back. Left hand out, palm is up, and you look when the palm is up, and the thumb goes down and back, and you look away. So you're looking to feel the top of the shoulder, the side of the neck, up behind the left ear, and then roll open. Look, lean, and roll down, look away. So you're clearing out the front and the back of the shoulder joint, the top of the collarbone, this place that gives us a little more access to the tops of our lungs, to the place where we breathe when we are ecstatic. A little, really? It's for me? Good. Bring your hand behind you. Right hand high to the base of the skull. Make a tight fist and turn to the left shoulder. And then open your hand and turn to the right shoulder. And make a fist and turn left. And open wide and turn right. One more. So that you open your hand and find neutral and your right hand reaches high. Step your right foot back, lift halfway. With your right hip forward, hinge at your hips and fold. Block under the right hand if it's needed. Set yourself up, check your feet. Hips up high, helps your spine go long. Reach your right hand forward, little bend in the left knee. Press down to rise up. That's inhale. Reach forward and down. That's exhale. Again, rising out of your feet, into the fingers, and folding down. And stay. Reaching out. So scissor the thighs. Bring your nose outside your left shin as you can. And bring your breath all the way into the backs of your lungs. Let your head be heavy. And bring your right hand and the block under your right shoulder. The left ribs roll open and the left hand comes high. Scissor your thighs and broaden across the collarbones. Let your toes be long. Belong to you. And then hands down. Set your block aside, step back. Walk out your dog. Find your high plank. Walk your feet back. And pull with your feet to bend your knees hips high. Press out to plank and pull back. Exhale, press. Inhale, pull. 2 and 1. Bring yourself to the floor. Tops of your feet flat. And just gather yourself up. Bring your elbows down into a sphinx. Wag your tail from side to side, and as you do, loosening through the low belly, let your thighs be heavier, and let your heels rock in and out. So by moving your heels in and out, you're loosening the outer hip and the low back. That's it. Let your heels fall very wide, and feel your outer hips wrap forward and down toward the floor. And let that raise your navel. And everything we're doing with the legs is to lift the heart and to lengthen us out. And bring the heels in a little closer. Pull the heels in past neutral and feel the inner thighs roll down. And your heart comes up again. Broad across the chest. And let your heels be neutral. So the outer hips wrap forward and the inner thighs wrap forward. Widen your fingers. Elevate your elbows. And we'll do that 3 times. Bring your elbows down. Press your fingertips. Peel up, inhaling. And then exhale, elbows down. Wag your tail. 1 more. Inhaling up. And then exhale all the way down. Press back to child. There's your breath out. Wag your tail. Build the fold of your body. And then we'll rise to hands and knees and tuck toes and add to dog. So inhale, hands, knees, and exhale to child. Fold. To hands, knees, and to dog. That when we start to find these little currents of movement, they start to shift what's been still within us. We're making a symmetry front and back, in and out. Last one. Down dog. In your dog, set both blocks on the left front corner of your mat, and then step your right foot up and bring your left heel down, and your blocks come inside that front foot, and you rise up through warrior two. And then just reverse by reaching back, straightening the front leg, opening up. And your right hand comes down to the blocks. So if it needs to be higher, stand it up on its side, on its tail, and turn your left hand open the way we did when we were standing. Turn your thumb back. Now rising up and out, reach the left hand down and the right hand high. As you bring your hand to the block, don't let your left hand join. Yeah, you're keeping it towards your hip. Good, rise up, reach back, left hand reaches back, right hand reaches down. Good, left hand comes over the top, and then left hand back down, look down. Left hand up over the top, look up. Left hand down to the hip, look down. Left hand high and over the top, stay. Taking your time, your hips swing towards the center line and your left heel drops into the floor. The chest is broad, pressing down into the block, pressing down into the heels. Good. Bring your left hand down, your left knee down. Set your blocks to the right front corner. And again, sweep the hands up and down. 3, 2. Pause with your hands up high. Hold opposite elbows and come a little bit out, a little bit back, and wrap your left hip forward. And that might be all that you need to do. As you press your left toes down and you press your left hip forward, you're opening through the front of the thigh, the low aspect of the front of the hip. Should be great. Try to widen your elbows to lift your chest. And as you're interested, you can bend the front knee a little bit, but usually we're really going for the quadricep in the front of the hip. And letting go, stepping back, downward facing dog. Notice the left hand, left hip, left heel. See if you could breathe through that line, in and up through the hand and out and down through the left foot. Begin to organize ourselves as we feel our order. We need to feel that before we can feel our power. Left foot steps up. Blocks come inside the front foot. And start in your warrior two, just stepping up, arranging your hips and your feet. And reverse your warrior, dropping back, opening long through the left hip, and then the left hand down to the block, but the right hand doesn't come up. So looking at your right hand, turn your right thumb back. It's opening through the collarbone and the jaw. Rise up, left hand high, right hand goes lower. And then sweep forward and down, looking over that right hand. And again, reach up, open the left side. And now the left hand down to the block, and the right hand follows up over. All the way up over. And then back down. And up and over, look up. And back and down, look down. And then the right hand stays over and you pause. Clear into both heels. From the heels, lengthen through the spine. From the spine, wriggle your right fingertips so that nothing feels sticky. Right hand wide and down, putting your right knee to the floor. Set your blocks forward and sweep your hands forward and back. Back toes are tucked under so that you can start to just let loose. Then we take great precision in the posture and then we let it go. Bring your hands up high, bring your hips back and hold opposite elbows. Press your right toes down and your right hip forward. Trying to widen through the elbows. Now you're just exploring. Pressing the right toes down, press the right hip forward, starting to find length through the front of the quadricep. And set it down. Finding your dog. Wag of the tail. Good. Child's pose, knees to the floor, hips fold back only as far as it works for you. Hands walk out. Lift your hips up high. Sweep your hands up. Good. And as you sweep wide, turn your thumbs down and bring the backs of your hands to your spine. Fold. Sweep wide, reach up tall, unfold. And fold. Exhale. Inhaling up. And exhale, fold down. Only the right hand. Sweep wide, right thumb points back. And then the back of the right hand to the spine, a little higher up. Left hand wide, left thumb back, hips forward. And then the back of the hand a little higher up the spine. One more each side. Just gently folding and unfolding. Using the turn of your palm to bring that opening right up under the collarbones. And back down. Hands and knees to fold over right to your back. Turn over, not fold over. And as you pause here, just notice how busy. And if you've had a really busy week, sometimes this moment can feel like just fatigue. That the busyness makes you remember how tired you are, and let that pass. Give it a bigger breath and really rest. A sensation of setting down what you've been carrying, letting it out of the physical body. Letting the physical body that carries the past, helping it to set that down. Helping it to feel the support of the breath, which is the present moment. And to clear your mind, which is the future moment. So we just let the body become heavy and effortless, and we let the breath become full and smooth. Turn your palms down beside your hips. Bring your heels underneath your knees. Press your left hand down. Take your right hand overhead. Lift your hips. So a one-armed bridge. Hips up, right hand overhead. Bring your right hand down. Roll down through the spine. Hips to the floor. That's exhale. Left hand overhead. Hips up, right hand down. Inhaling up. And then rolling down, exhaling down. Right hand up, hips up, breathing in. There's the center. Bring your hand down, look left as you come down. Left hand up and overhead, breathing in. Look right as you bring your hand down, as far as you can. Right hand up, hips up, look straight above you. And then right hand down, look as far left as she'll go. Left hand up overhead. And look right as you bring it down. 2 hands up, 2 hips up. And bring your elbows down, keeping your hips up high. Tuck a shoulder, tuck another. We just stay for 3. A little rock, a little pulse forward and back. Loosen through the hips. Feel the hamstrings fire as you pull your hips towards your shoulders a little at a time. Just little pulse, little pull, little press. Feel the abdomen widen. Feel the chest drop into the floor. Open the base of your ribs. And then releasing, roll down. Palms open. Heels wider than toes, knees falling in. Stay. And again, letting the sensation arise. And that can feel like a lot, and if your week has felt like a lot, just let it surface, let it bring the week with it, and then as it passes, let the week pass as well. Bringing your right knee to your chest, interlace your fingers there. Hold it close, left leg long, and inhale your heel high and low. The exhalation of the heel down, really opening through the length of your leg. And keeping the left heel on the floor, stand in the center of your heel. Good. Build tree by putting your right foot to your left inner thigh as you can. And your right hand rolls the right knee open. The right hand rolls the right thigh open, and the left hand goes overhead. Build tree. Left hand overhead. Stand in the left heel. Right hand pressing the right knee wide, the pelvis wide, and stand in both feet now. Press your right foot into your left thigh. Press your thigh into your right foot. There's the base, right hand overhead. So that you're very, very long and strong and stable. With no work, with no effort, there's a stability that you can remember. And then 2 hands down, straighten the right leg. And notice, let go of the effort, let go of the effort, let go of the effort. So that effortless starts to get a little less overwhelming, a little more organized. Left knee to chest, hold it there. Right heel up and down. So we had to get some momentum to allow yesterday and last week to come loose. And then once we have that momentum, we want to reorganize it. Heel to the floor, stand in your heel, send your thigh bone back, and find that stance. So there's clarity and purpose in your right heel, right thigh, right hip. Build tree by dropping the left knee wide and the left foot to the right inner thigh. Left hand to the left inner thigh and right hand overhead. And now start to organize it. Hug your right leg into your left foot and stand in your right heel. Left knee wide and both sides of your ribs open evenly. So firm through the legs, pressing into both feet, both legs. Left hand overhead coming up out of that base, and just build order. Three. Get a little longer. 2. Stand in your right heel. And then the hands come down and the left leg extends and you shake your feet side to side and your knees up and down and you pause and you notice. May our actions become effortless. May our organs be organized so we function clearly in this moment, free of what was. Beautiful. So if that's the time you have and you snuck away from your family, Merry Christmas, live it up. I'm going to add a bolster and just rest a little more fully and let the rest enliven me and really flush out anything that remains in the body. So getting your bolster, if you have it, you're going to sit with your legs out long and set it behind you. It's okay? So this goes back. And what you want is just something that won't collapse, even a stack of blankets or a stack of towels. So when I lie back, my lowest ribs meet the back edge here, and my shoulders drop over. Now, if this is too far for you, cactus your arms, so the fingertips point towards the top of the mat. To modify this, you would put a block underneath your shoulders and under the back of your head. So I would stack up my blocks just so. That way when I lie back, it's still dropping my hips and opening from my sternum to my pubis, but it's not so big through the upper back, which can be pretty tight. So set that up. Adjust yourself as you need to. Put your arms out wide if they won't go to the... Find wider until you can rest your forearms on the floor. There you go. Perfect. Especially when the floor is cold. So the breath we'll want to use is a 4-count inhale, a pause for 7, and an 8-count exhale. So you'd breathe in for 4, pause for 7, and out for 8. We'll just do that 5 times. In the pause, let that pause just hold you open from inside. And let the exhalation empty out what you find, emptier than you are full. Letting the inhale fill you and letting the hold of the inhale just keep the upward action of that inhale rising through the body, and then the exhale is really getting empty. We're going to go one more time. Press your elbows down on the bolster, tuck your chin, and the elbows down is what brings you up. Set the bolster aside, and what we do is find neutral each time. It's called the rebound. So lying steady, finding neutral now, let yourself just come to a whole new neutral, this rebound. And we'll do 2 rounds, 4 breaths in, 4 counts in, pause for 7, out for 8. Normal breathing. So now you add the bolster on the side body. Place it across the middle. Come onto your left hip and place the bolster under your left waist and the left arm out and the right hand to the floor. your left knee is straight and your right knee comes across the front. That's your support. So now you can drop your head and really let yourself bow across the bolster. Good. Tent your right fingertips to the floor. Roll your right knee open, even behind you, and roll towards the low back on the left side, and then roll all the way back across, knee to the floor, seeing if you can find all the way to your navel. So you're rolling from your left side navel to the left side low back, and you're exploring and you're letting this bolster be a means of wringing out the left side of your abdomen. All the spongy inner organs, wherever you need to go, so that you can get as deep into the belly as you can. Go one more. And then laying on your side, the right hand reaches up and over, and maybe the right hand finds the left. And now just rolling through the chest, the right hand sweeps wide to the right and then comes back to the left hand, so that the right hand rolling open starts to take you through the chest and then rolls back down. You're getting up under the right side shoulder, right side ribs, and then you pause neutral. You're simply laying on the left side body, the right knee's bent, and we'll go in for 4, hold for 7, out for 8, 3 times. And you'll roll right over onto your belly, finding your sphinx again, but this time your abdomen is on the bolster. So the elbows are down. Lifting your elbows, widening the fingers, just like we did in our sequence. Roll down, rolling the belly over the bolster. There's exhale, pressing into the hands, rolling all the way up. There's inhale. So we go 3 times. Letting the bolster really go as far into the body as possible. Becoming as soft through the front of our abdomen, where we protect ourselves, where we hold our worry and our concern. Just wring it out of your belly. Wag the tail, scoot around, let it move through you, and then just pause tall. Hips are forward. You're resting on the bolster to be a little higher, a little heavier in the thighs, a little softer through the face, out of the jaw. And then bring your right hip under your left and your right arm under the right side of you. So I turn and build the right side body. Right leg straightens. You're on the right waist. The left knee bends. The left hand is your support. And now you're rolling through the low body from the right side navel across the waist into the right side low back. And you're allowing the bolster in to all of that right side space as much as you can. So all the things we've been holding in the tissues of our body, we want to give it an opportunity to be rinsed out. And then pausing on your right side. Adding that the left hand now will come up overhead, sweep wide to the left, and then back left hand towards right hand. Chest is neutral. So rolling the right side open, the left side wing, and then back into the center. 2 more like that. Left hand reach wide like a wing, your palm sees the ceiling, and then back into the middle. Last time. And as you find center, the left hand overhead. In for 4, pause for 7, out for 8. One more round. And then simply rolling up to the front, slide your bolster aside and find that neutral, the rebound. Lying back, legs long, palms open, and notice especially the space between your heart and your hips. Four in, pause 7, out 8. Smooth it out. And feel how the pause moves up and through you. Let it explore you, let it wriggle, and then let it all the way, 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 all the way out. And begin again. Normal breathing as you complete your exhale. Shake out the feet and the knees. Adding your strap. So getting your strap, lay it across your body so that it's easy to get, and then lift your hips to put the bolster under the backs of your hips. So most modified, my feet are on the floor, my hips are supported, even pausing just like this. If you go nowhere else, that's fantastic. Or straighten the left leg, go nowhere else, that's fantastic. It will start to open the left side. You can even just take your hands overhead, and that's a plenty beautiful stretch right there with the support of the bolster. Or walk your left foot in, put the strap over the arch of your right foot. Bend your elbows and let your elbows rest on the floor. So that might mean that your knee is a little bit bent. Just find what you can. So my hands are holding the strap and my arms and my chest are relaxed, and the weight of my arms is what's holding the right leg. As you choose, the left leg straightens.
Let your arms be heavy. Let your left leg be heavy. And a little length into the right side hamstring. If it's uncomfortable and unendurable, bend your right knee and then press it out, and do that 3 times. Otherwise, stay as you are. Can you find the breath for 2 rounds? 4 in, pause 7, out 8. I'm definitely feeling yesterday in my legs, and I'm also offering yesterday a means of leaving my legs so I can feel today. Keep melting, keep softening. Exhale all the way out of the legs, and just gather both straps into your right hand. Left leg, left hand out to the left, and the right foot out to the right. Just finding the inner thigh, and then find your breath. 4, 7, 8. Bring it back into the middle. Release the strap. Bend your right foot flat to the floor. Walk your left foot in. And there's your neutral. Again, you can work right here. Straighten the right leg. Hands overhead. That's an awesome posture. If that's enough, stay there. Or we start with both knees bent, feet flat. Strap over the left arch of foot. They're always different. Left is different from right. You've used them differently. Holding the strap, let your elbows bend. Let your shoulders be heavy. Feel the weight of your arms in your chest, holding your left foot. Settle into the upper back. A little lift of the heart as you straighten your right leg out. And so my legs are not straight. There's a bend in both knees. And that bend is perfectly appropriate. That's what my body appreciates right now. 4 in, pause 7, 8 out. Settle and focus on your breath. Both straps in the left hand. Left leg wide, right arm wide to the right. Take your time. Explore. Be kind. Be aware of what you need. And find your breath count. One more round. Back to center. Right knee bends. Free the strap. Left foot down. We all meet, hips on the bolster. Draw your knees towards your chest. Rest your hands on your thighs. Float your heels. Find a balanced neutral. Now tuck your chin a little more. Walk the back of your head away from your hips. And let your belly drop towards the bolster, so you're getting a little rounding through the upper back and the back of the chest and the back of the spine. The thighs are heavy in your hands, your elbows on the floor, your feet balanced over your knees. Turn your toes in and your heels out so slightly. And that widens the low back. Find 3 rounds of breath right here. One more round. Bend your knees, drop your feet, press your feet flat to lift your hips to slide the bolster forward. Lift your hips, press it forward. And if you can, bring the edge of it under the backs of your knees. And pause neutral. No effort in your breath. Letting your heels be heavy and your feet relaxed. Letting your knees feel open and your thighs relaxed. Letting your hips be heavy and your belly soft. Feeling space around your heart, your lungs. Drop your shoulders, your elbows, your fingers. Soften the base of your skull, left side jaw, right side jaw, and the root of your tongue. Soften the eyes in their sockets. Soften the forehead, the tension of your scalp. Feel the support of the floor holding you. Stay as long as you dare. Imagining that all of the postures, all of the specificity of your breath was to provide this organized, powerful stillness. As you're ready, deepening your breathing and your hands come overhead. And you can walk your feet in and curl onto your right side for a moment, using that moment to feel the breath reinflate the back of your body after resting there. And as you make your way up to your seat, just sitting tall, pausing for a moment, noticing. There is a resting place. There is a place that you can always return to. You can always bring your mind back home and rest right here, right now, in the safety of yourself. Our presence is our best present. Move well, rest well, breathe well, and then share it out. Sweep wide, hands high, all the way up. Bring it right down the center, and we'll do 3 ohms. A in the belly, U in the chest, M in the head. Go wide, rise tall, all up. Again. One more. Pause, hands at the forehead, be still. Om Shanti Shanti, peace, peace, perfect peace, inside and out. Namaste. Whether it's Christmas or not, when you were here or when you replayed it, it's always there. 30 minutes to move, 30 minutes to move differently, deeper. So we can be right here. Thank you so much for your morning, for sharing it here. And I will be back Sunday morning. Huzzah! Back in our Kundalini sequence. Keep it simple. Love what we're doing, and I'm looking forward to what's next. Thank you, thank you. Merry Christmas.